Coming from the crossroads, this is the Rock Hour with TJZ, your rock ambassador. Good afternoon, music lovers, thrill seekers, and conversationalists across the fruited plain. You are listening to UTRGV Radio, the Valley Student Station, online at utrgvradio.com or at the Radio FX app. Look for Vaquero Radio, and of course, mark it as your favorite. This is the Rock Hour with Z, the fastest 1 hour radio broadcast of the week. And I am, of course, your host, your rock ambassador, Z. It is now 5:01 p.m., 76 degrees, and it's cloudy right outside our studios. I got a show for you today, kind of a morbid subject we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about great plagues and famines, or actually just great plagues throughout the time of history today. Being as everybody keeping up with the news, everybody know what Greg Abbott's doing? Well, that's here in the state of Texas. How about your state? I know I got a national audience out there. I got some other people listening across the fruited plain in other states. Go ahead, let me know what's going on in your state, because I know here in Texas, the governor hasn't said to not use your mask, but he has said that he's going to open up the state. So take it for what you will. So today we're going to be talking about great plagues and that have struck the world throughout history. Not only that, but we've got some music coming up for you as well. The interesting tidbits on plagues, but the music we got going for you. We're going to have Rolling Stones, Five Finger Death Punch, Blink-182. We got some Weezer, Bring on the Horizon, Slayer, Def Leppard. Go ahead and turn that radio up as you're sitting back and enjoying your favorite beverage, or you're sitting back taking a break from your studies or driving home. Be safe in everything you're doing. Coming up for you right now, Rolling Stones, Five Finger Death Punch, and Adelita's Way. Welcome back to the Rock Hour with Z. You are listening to UTRGV Radio, the Valley Student Station. Listen on utrgvradio.com or the Radio FX app. Look for Vaquero Radio. Make sure you have us as a favorite. If we're not, well, why not? You should make us our favorite. Okay, going on to our first pandemic here. It's not the first in the world, but it is the first we are going to be talking about today. It is the Spanish flu, or otherwise known as the 1918 flu pandemic. Yes, it was the flu. It was an H1N1 virus of the time. It happened in 1918. And basically, there's a little song they had going on, too. I had a little bird. His name was Zenza. I opened the window and influenza. Well, as you can imagine, that was a very popular song back then. They weren't wearing masks. They didn't understand too much about it, but they did know that it did get transmitted by opening the windows, opening the doors, and being in public places. So how it started was in the spring of 1918. You know, we're coming off the heels here of World War I. You know, the war to end all wars. We know how that worked out. But anyway, what happened was we had some military personnel, some Navy personnel in Boston. Well, you know, they came down with the chills and the fever and all the symptoms of the flu. Well, before you knew it, the flu spread. It passed to everybody else. It got outside of Boston. It got to the world. They brought it back from the rest of the world. It got to the rest of the world. And it came to America. It affected 50 million people. That was about a third of the world at the time. Or no, not 50, 500 million. 500 million people, about a third of the world, were infected with the influenza H1N1 virus. 50 million worldwide dead. 675 dead in the United States. That's almost 750,000 of the... Yeah, 750,000 people. 675,000 in other words. It was just, it was a pretty bad flu, and these are the age groups we found out from history that were affected by it. Children, 5 years and under. They were dropping like flies. People 20 to 40, healthy young adults, dropping like flies. People 65 and over, dropping like flies. And of course, it's what they attracted, the flies. Well, have we dealt with it? Well, this is what happened in the future. 1957 and 1958, we had the Asian flu. the H2N2 virus. Well, that killed 1.1 million people in the world and 116,000 in the U.S. Well, that's also about coming off the heels of the Korean War. Well, later on, 1968, we had the H3N2 flu. These are all different strains of the flu. It is nonetheless the flu. Well, we had 100,000 people die and 1 million across the world that died of the flu. 2009, we had the H1N1 scare. That was 2009, April to April of 2010. 60.8 million around the world affected, 12,469 dead in the U.S., so that wasn't that bad. But there were approximately 500,000 people in the world that died of that. And, well, we're still dealing with the flu today, 100 years later. From 1918, over 100 years, 102 years, well, 103. I'm not a mathematician. That's why I'm here in schools, so I can learn to talk better. So, we're still dealing with it today. Every year, they recommend you go out and, of course, get a flu shot. So, that's how we deal with it now. So, since 1918, every year we've been taking flu shots so we can keep this under control and keep it under wraps. So take that for what you will. That is the Spanish flu right there. Okay, we'll be getting back to music here. We got some more of that music that I promised you coming up. It is now 5:18. Be safe on your drive home. And, of course, as always, enjoy your favorite beverages and take a break from studying. Come on, it's only an hour. It's going to go by really fast, and you'll be back to studying before you know it. Coming from the crossroads, this is the Rock Hour with TJZ, your rock ambassador. We are UTRGV Radio, the Valley Student Station. Listen on utrgvradio.com or Radio FX. Of course, look for Vaquero Radio and mark us down as your favorite. It is now 5:32. It has dropped a little bit outside. It's now about 74 degrees. It's still cloudy. And that's just right outside our studios. For all Southerners down here in South Texas, yeah, it's getting pretty chilly tonight. Get those sweaters off for everybody else up north. I like to see you mow my yard in the middle of August. I have here my formerly nicotine-stained fingers. Our next plague. Ring around the roses, pocket full of posies, ashes, ashes, we all fall down. Of course, that is the Black Death, the pestilence, the great mortality, the plague. The bubonic plague, of course, is what it has officially become to be known as. That lasted from 1346 to 1353, and we still talk and sing about it today. Wow. And how did that one start? Well, accounts are far and many. Central Asia, East Asia. Boy, another Asia. Wow. Okay, well, everything's coming. That came from Asia. Why did it happen? Well, Philip VI of France, he blamed it on the conjunction of three planets that were in alignment that year in 1345. That's what he blamed it on. And of course, it took out about 30 to 60% of a population at the time that we had in the world. That brought about religious, economic, and political mayhem throughout, well, all of Europe. They're all what was the world at that time. It just really just caused all kinds of mayhem everywhere. Let's see here. Some people thought that it was, martyrdom or, mercy from God. And, of course, it was killing all the unbelievers. So, that was one of the explanations for it. And, of course, that was 1346, about the middle of the Middle Ages. And lots of the Muslims were discontent at the time just to, let it be. But there were a few Muslim doctors that used science. They went back to Greek texts to help deal with this problem. So they help with medicine. Another good thing that happened at the time was climate change. Yes, as these doctors are rolling around in their SUVs. Well, trying to figure out how to get this stuff done. Everybody's transporting everybody by Hummer. Bring out the dead, bring out the dead. Of course, they tossed them in the back of the Hummers they had back then, and they caused climate change. Well, we did have climate change back then, and of course, it made lots of the lands cold. There was nothing to be grown at the time. It killed off a lot of rats, who, by the way, carried what we now believe the fleas that gave everybody the bubonic plague. Europe, well, it was not the symbol of cleanliness back then. As you can imagine, with everybody dumping their piles of poo outside in the street and just, relieving themselves in the corners, it wasn't the best of good hygiene conditions. It was pretty bad. So, yeah, we had climate change, and they blamed that for kind of killing off the rats, killing off the crops, because there was also a plague, a thing of hunger that happened afterwards because nobody could grow anything. And it kind of took us off this whole thing that lasted from 46 to 53, taking out 30 to 60% of our population, depending who and what you read. Let's see here, the world had about 475 million people. And, well, wow, this is the interesting fact. After the bubonic plague or the Black Death, we only had about 350,000 people, or 350 million people left in the world. From 475 million to 350 million. Yeah, it's a big number. Bring out the dead. So, yeah, that was a pretty big number right there. But this age also took us to the Renaissance age. So, after that, hopefully things got a little bit better. And, of course, we all know history, the whole new world and everything else to where we've come today. So, yes, that was that was pretty brutal back then. And, of course, we have climate change to thank for that. It got cold back then is what happened there. All right, now let's get back to the music. That's what you're here for. Enjoy your drive home. Watch on that expressway. It gets pretty crazy. If you're anywhere else, enjoy those beverages. Take a break from your homework. 37 minutes into the show. 5:37 is what it is. Time flies when you're having fun. You are listening to UTRGV Radio, the Valley Student Radio. I am your host, your rock ambassador Z. Just about the whole hour's gone by. We only got one more thing to talk about. Just a note of interest. Of course, that latest thing being COVID. No, I don't have any songs for you. I have no poems. I have nothing for you. All I know is that we're coming up on the 1-year anniversary of a 15-day lockdown. Well, as we all know, that's gone on for a little bit more than 15 days. All the news coming out. You do what you will with it. It's news. Be good or bad. I'll let you discuss that with your friends while you're enjoying your favorite beverage or while you're in your car driving home. If you're here for the music, you came for the right place. Just to give you some quick facts, COVID, as of right now, has killed approximately 519 to 533 deaths in the U.S. No, that's 533,000 deaths in the U.S. Not hundreds, thousands of deaths in the U.S. And of course, worldwide, so far, COVID has taken out 2.56 million people. So yes, that's quite a bit. Is it as bad as some other flus? I don't know. I'll let you decide. I know there's other viruses. There's been other plagues, famines out there in the world that have done their number on us. So be it what it will be. I'll let you decide. All I can tell you is be safe. Be safe driving home. Be safe in the stores. Be kind to your neighbors. And I will see you again here next week. For now, I will leave you with some heavy-hitting songs. Enjoy that ride home. And I will see you next week here at UTRGV Radio, the Valley Student Station. And I will see you on my show. And it will, once again, be the fastest hour in radio broadcast. See you next week. And enjoy these next two songs.